Divorcing my husband was the biggest blunder of my life? Part 2. I really wasn't interested in fixing our marriage, but I mostly stopped things with the other guy, only because I knew I could get it back if I wanted it. I could see that he was trying and sometimes I would let him know. But mostly, I kept being mean to him for any and all reasons I could think of. I'm not sure how much more the man could have done to make me happy besides finding a job that paid enough for me to not have to work at all. He said that he was searching, but searching and finding are two different things. It was around this time that I found this group and a few others. I started posting things about him from my side only, and I got so much good feedback for how I was feeling that I knew I was right. The more I posted, the more approval I got. It wasn't just me who knew that my ex-husband wasn't worth keeping around. I had the whole internet telling me how bad he is. I started saying terrible things to him, even ignoring him completely. I was so sure of my opinion and everyone else's that I called a lawyer and within a couple of weeks had filed for divorce. I kept using this site and a couple of others to justify my feelings and get support to go through with it, and finally it was done. It went fairly smoothly. My ex-husband didn't ask for much besides not wanting a divorce and to try to fix things. I didn't care about that, though. He was hurt, but I was free. I could do whatever I wanted without having to feel any guilt or answer to anybody. It was an amazing feeling of freedom. But it didn't last long. In the first month after he moved out, I missed garbage day 3 times. There was rarely a clean dish, and the laundry piled up so much that I had to start doing the sniff test to see if it could be worn again. I also saw my kids more unhappy than ever. My oldest had seen some of the messages from the other guy months earlier, and she knew my ex-husband still wanted to work things out. It didn't take her long to stop talking to me at all except to say she wanted to go to her dad's house. The others all told me they wanted to live with their dad too. I did my best to try to make them happy, but I ended up just buying them toys all the time and the happiness only lasted moments. I also struggled a lot with work. Being alone, I couldn't work all the extra hours that were expected of me. I finally gave in and started calling my ex-husband to watch the kids. He would always come over as soon as he could, and he always asked me if I needed anything. When I got home, I would find clean dishes and laundry and sometimes dinner. He never said much after I got home. He would just tell me to call him if I needed anything and then leave. One night he took out the trash and brought it to the curb because it was garbage night and I forgot again. He always looked so sad when it was time to go. Finally, after a couple of months, my friends convinced me to go out on a date. Over the next month or two from that night, it did not matter what he did. He was wrong just for breathing most days. He would get so upset with how I was treating him, and I would just wait and push him on into losing it because I knew it would happen eventually. After most of the fights we had, he would apologize for whatever I told him he did wrong, if there even was something, but I never did. I would usually find a way to make him feel even worse. I knew that I was right because he was wrong, and that was all that mattered to me. I even pretended that I didn't care when he found out about my relationship with the guy from work. It really hurt me inside to see him holding back tears, but I wasn't going to let him see that. He was at his weakest, and that was when I chose to tell him that I wanted a divorce. I could almost hear his heart breaking inside his chest. He talked and fought and said that we could work through it together. You can now check part 2 by pressing share then more.